I bought this Chevrolet Camaro SS V8 for just $1,500, and when I first saw it, I knew most people would call it a complete waste of money. It was sitting deep inside an abandoned garage like a forgotten piece of history that time had completely erased from importance. Covered in layers of thick dust, rust spreading aggressively across the metal body, tires completely flat and cracked from years of pressure loss, windows fogged and dirty, and an interior that looked destroyed beyond repair. Everything about it looked like a failed investment, something that should be scrapped and forgotten. But I didn't see junk. I saw potential. I saw a machine that still had its identity buried under years of neglect. I saw a Chevrolet Camaro SS V8 that could be brought back to life and transformed into something valuable again. A project that could be restored step by step and eventually flipped for a much higher price than what I paid. When I stepped inside that garage for the first time, the atmosphere felt heavy and frozen, like time itself had stopped working there. Dust particles floated through thin beams of light, coming from broken roof panels and cracked walls. The silence was deep and uncomfortable, broken only by the sound of footsteps and distant wind passing through metal gaps. And in the center of all of this stood the Camaro SS V8, motionless under a torn cover, its shape still aggressive and iconic, but completely buried under decay and abandonment. Two workers joined me, both experienced in automotive restoration, and together we began a slow and detailed inspection of the Chevrolet Camaro SS V8. We moved around it carefully, observing every inch of the body. The rust was the first thing that stood out. It had spread across the hood, doors, and rear panels, eating away at the original red paint. The surface was uneven, rough, and damaged in multiple areas. The SS badge on the front grille was still there, but faded and dull, barely visible under layers of dirt. The car still had its identity, but it was struggling to show it. Inside the cabin, the damage was even more severe. The seats were completely torn apart, foam exposed and collapsed, leather destroyed by time and heat. The dashboard had multiple cracks running across it, and the surface was faded and brittle. The steering wheel was worn out, loose, and partially damaged. Old wiring hung beneath the dashboard like the internal systems had been exposed and abandoned mid-function. It looked like the inside of something that had stopped living a long time ago. We used flashlights to inspect the engine bay of the Chevrolet Camaro SS V8, and the condition there told the same story. Thick oil sludge covered the engine components, metal surfaces were heavily rusted, and nothing looked functional. It was clear the engine had not run in years. But even in that condition, the structure of the car told a different story. The frame was still solid, the core design was intact, and that meant something very important. This Camaro SS V8 was not beyond saving. We brought in all necessary tools, including jack stands, hydraulic lifts, pressure washers, toolboxes, and lighting systems. The garage slowly transformed into a proper restoration workspace. The first step was stabilizing the Chevrolet Camaro SS V8 using hydraulic jacks to ensure it was safe to work under and around. Once secured, we began the cleaning process using high-pressure water. Thick layers of dust and dirt started washing away from the body, revealing small hints of the original red paint underneath. It wasn't fully visible yet, but it was enough to show that the car still had its original identity beneath the damage. As cleaning continued, more of the Camaro SS V8 body became visible. The transformation was slow but noticeable. The surface still looked damaged, but now it looked like a car again instead of just a rusted object. This was the first real sign that restoration was possible. Next, we removed the wheels. Each tire was completely destroyed, flat and cracked, unusable after years of neglect. The brake discs underneath were heavily rusted and stuck in place. Each wheel was carefully unbolted and removed one by one. This exposed the suspension system, which also needed full inspection and replacement. Inside the cabin, we began full disassembly. Seats were removed carefully, revealing the bare metal floor underneath, covered in dirt, rust particles, and debris. The dashboard was dismantled piece by piece. Electrical wiring was exposed, some of it damaged, some completely disconnected. Every component was carefully labeled and removed so it could either be restored or replaced later. Nothing was rushed because this kind of restoration depends entirely on precision and patience. Then we moved to the engine, the heart of the Chevrolet Camaro SS V8. It was completely inactive, covered in sludge, rust, and layers of oil buildup. Using a hydraulic engine hoist, we carefully lifted the V8 engine out of the car. It came out slowly, heavy and lifeless, like something that had not moved in a very long time. Once removed, it was placed on a separate stand for complete rebuilding. With the engine removed, the Camaro SS V8 looked completely empty, just a metal shell sitting in the workshop. But this stage is actually one of the most important parts of restoration, because now every area becomes accessible for proper repair. We cleaned the engine bay thoroughly using degreasers, brushes, and industrial cleaning tools. Oil, rust, and dirt were removed until bare metal started showing again. At the same time, chassis repair began. Cracks and weak points in the frame were welded carefully using industrial welding machines. Sparks flew across the workshop as metal was fused back together. Hydraulic alignment tools were used to straighten the body of the Chevrolet Camaro SS V8 back into correct structure and balance. Slowly, the car started regaining strength and shape. While body repairs were happening, the engine rebuild process was ongoing separately. The V8 engine was fully disassembled into individual components. Every piston, cylinder, valve, and internal part was cleaned, inspected, and either restored or replaced. Each part was reassembled carefully until the engine was fully rebuilt and functional again, like a heart being reconstructed piece by piece. Once ready, the engine was lowered back into the Chevrolet Camaro SS V8 using a crane. The alignment was precise. It fit perfectly into the engine bay. Mounts were secured, bolts tightened, and all mechanical connections were reattached. Fuel lines, cooling systems, and wiring were restored step by step until the entire mechanical system was complete again. Inside the cabin, restoration continued with interior rebuilding. Insulation materials were added to improve comfort and reduce vibration. The dashboard was rebuilt and fitted back into place.